What is good, everybody? It's your boy. I'm back with another anime review video here. This is the Kingdoms of Ruin episode 2, titled Heaven's Fire, and let's dive right into the review of this episode. So this second episode, guys, was just like tremendously just like great. Like, yeah, like they do the time skip from the opening episode 1, and then we get we're in 10 years later. Adonis pretty much gets out from his tomb. There's a reason why, like, I'm just sitting back and I'm watching this episode. There's a reason why they locked him away, right? It's just like, dude, like, Daroka, she, thought that he was going to take her out because he took out all the guard and stuff, but he frees her and then he moves on about his business. But then we see him using his magic here, this written style magic, to be able to take a bullet from his gun and create this I believe it was called Gain or Gain, and he shoots that bullet into a building, start causing a ruckus. Back at the NSB, they find out, and then they also send out I believe his name is Eckhart or Eckhart out. Eckhart is somebody who's like mostly all machine except for his head, right? But then we also, we meet Yuki and her brother in this episode. They have specific conversations, but again, Eckhart's out here do what the NSB wants him to do, and that is to pretty much, stop stuff from happening. But he goes and he takes out the witches that were recaptured, I guess, including Daroka's friend. She got taken out, and then he also takes out the warden and the other 2 guards. That was funny. But Adonis, we just see him in this episode where he is just like literally just like going through it before he decides to go on a rampage, right? He even asks questions like, I wonder what her response would be, talking about Chloe, and then he literally just like, yeah. Because again, Chloe, he feels like Chloe would tell him to stop, but he's just like, look, like, everybody is going to get this work, right? Every single human being, right? And he literally just uses his written style magic. They even dive into that, if I remember correctly. They dive into, him doing a mental plan in his mind, all those 10 years. And this isn't the first time that a character does this. It's happened in many other iterations of story and films and movies and stuff, but to see it here in animation form was just dope, because he decides to just like create this, what I believe they called it, a colossus. I think one of the guards when somebody had called, but this gigantic thing pops up from out of the ground, carries him around. Then he created those 2 Gatling guns, because Gatling guns, if you don't know, Gatling guns are my favorite weapons of all time, right? And he just like starts terrorizing the city, with these Gatling guns, just like dual shots, right? And just taking people out, men, women, and children, right? And in the midst of all that, Daroka is out here trying to stop stuff from happening. She saves a child, and she's really upset about that. And she is still going out here trying to get to him. And in the midst of all of that, Eckhart, he made a call to say, hey, this is where Adonis is, blah blah blah, and I basically saying the green light to go after him. But it's the fact that they have a specific conversation between him and Daroka, where she was around when Chloe and him were basically just like out in the open in front of everybody towards the end of episode 1, and he was like upset that she didn't come through. Again, of course, he's so, his mental was so messed up because he didn't believe that she was a witch, Daroka, that he was choking her and stuff. But she was just like, look, we were afraid. We did escape, but we were afraid. We were desperate, blah blah blah. But she mentions that they can bring Chloe back to life. They can revive her. And I'm like, yo, what's really about to happen, right? And I'm like, okay, because again, technically they are witches, right? They can do specific things. Is this true? Can this really happen? And Adonis breaks down. He's like, he's asking, can you really do this? And she's like, yeah, we're gonna do this, blah blah blah. We're gonna go, you know. But at the same time, Doroko doesn't know that her friend got killed back at the place. So I'm assuming that she's gonna go take him to go get her friend from the jail and stuff like that. And then she reaches out her hand to go help Adonis up off of his feet, and boom, she gets taken out by Eckhart. Like, yo, like that's how you're gonna end the episode, son. So it's just like, man, like, I don't know. I literally thought Doroko was gonna be his new, you know, Adonis's new sidekick or whatever, you know what I mean? But she's down and out. I mean, maybe because she's wished she can, I don't know, maybe possibly use some magic to heal that side of her body, because it was I mean, I don't know, but I'm just saying I didn't see that really happening. I really did think that Doroko was gonna just like be with Adonis the rest of the show, or half or something, at least half of the show. But man, yeah. Now what? How the heck is Adonis supposed to move forward with this? Walking in episode 3, I don't know, but this was just a crazy episode. I enjoyed it a lot, and still so many questions, because they also mentioned something about Adonis, you know, something about him being, because he's human, he can still use magic. He was taught by Chloe. This is what the narrator was saying. He has a specific way of using, you know, this pen to be able to use magic. So it's just like, I'm still curious about that. Something specifically key about him that I'm really wondering about. So yeah, I can't wait to watch episode 3. What did you all think of episode 2? What was your response to Heavenly Fire? I loved it a lot. It's just like, man, heart-wrenching and everything. It's just like, man, it just went down. But let's talk about some things in the comment section, guys, below, and I will hopefully talk to you on my review of episode 3 to come soon. Peace, guys.